Welcome back to Afternoon Live. Halloween is all about fun, but it can be downright scary if your pet gets into something that they aren't supposed to. Here to share how to keep our furry friends safe while still enjoying the holiday, we welcome back the author of the Ultimate Pet Health Guide, veterinarian Dr. Gary Richter. Thanks so much for joining us today.
You bet. Happy to be here.
So we know there's going to be lots of treats floating around these next couple of days. I think chocolate is an obvious one that a lot of us know is unsafe, especially for dogs. But what about something like xylitol? People might not be as aware of that one.
Yeah, that's a great point. So artificial sweeteners, particularly xylitol, can be incredibly toxic to dogs. So those sugar-free candies that people may have around either during Halloween or other times of the year, so problematic for dogs. And even the stuff that's not toxic, you know what? If they ingest a lot of anything, it's going to cause tummy upset and vomiting and diarrhea and things of that nature. So it's really just good practice to just keep the candy away from the pets.
Right, and especially remind if you've got little ones in the house, little humans, remind them that the pets do not need those kind of treats. They can have separate treats.
Absolutely.
And what about raisins? Are those tough on our animals' tummies as well?
Yeah, I mean, anything, that used to be a grape. So obviously raisins, potentially problematic. Those can cause kidney problems. Other things that we may find, things like macadamia nuts can also be potentially toxic. So there's a lot of stuff lurking in that Halloween candy that can really be troublesome for pets, ranging anywhere from upset tummies to outright life-threatening toxicity. So again, just keep them away from it altogether and feed them something healthy.
There you go. Okay, what should we think about in terms of costumes for safety and comfort for our pets?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, costumes is it's a personal preference sort of thing when it comes to our pets. The things that I would absolutely recommend. Number one, if you are going to put a costume on your pet, make sure that it's something that your pet seems comfortable with. Like if they seem miserable or they're trying to get out of the costume, then maybe that's not a good idea. The other thing to keep in mind is while it's all good fun, make sure that you are with your pet while they're wearing the costume. You don't want to put something on them and then leave them alone where they could get sort of tangled up or caught and get some sort of injury because of the costume.
Especially those things with small detachable parts. They could chew something and really get something stuck in their throat or something like that.
Absolutely. They can eat things, get tangled up in things. Yeah, again, if you're there to monitor them, it's fine, but don't leave them unattended.
Okay, what about actually taking a pet, let's say your dog, out trick-or-treating with you? I see people do this sometimes and it makes me nervous because I'm always anticipating the worst case scenario.
Sure, you know what? It makes me nervous as well. I usually recommend people to try and leave your pets home when it comes to trick or treating. Remember that, it's all good fun for us, but our pets don't understand what's going on. There's people dressed strangely, acting strangely. There's weird noises, weird things going on, just kind of a lot of chaos in the street. And it can be very disconcerting to pets. When that happens, you can have all manner of problems come up, ranging anywhere from a pet gets scared and maybe bites, to a pet gets frightened and runs away. And you know what? I mean, nobody wants to deal with looking for a lost pet or spending the evening in the emergency room over Halloween or any other day for that matter because of something that happened with their pet.
Right. So then what about you're keeping your dog home for trick-or-treating, but there's trick-or-treaters coming to the door, you're answering the door, how to keep that situation safe as well?
Yeah, that's a really, really great question, and probably the most real-world question that people are gonna encounter. And I think the best thing to do is keep your pet somewhere in the house where they're safe, where they're separated from that door that's opening and closing all the time. That way, they're not going to accidentally get out and run away. This goes for cats too, by the way. They're not going to be frightened by people wearing masks or costumes and, potentially have issues that way. Put them in a room with a door closed and just make sure that they're in a safe space so you don't have to worry about it when, you're having fun with the little kiddos that are coming to trick or treat.
Exactly. Like you said, nobody wants to be dealing with a pet emergency, especially at the end of the night on Halloween. So great information to keep our furry loved ones safe as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. It was nice to see you.
You as well.
We will have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.